Hello again, everybody. It's Friday, so that can only mean one thing. It's Friday Paravlog time. Now, today I thought I'd talk through the different types of hauntings that we as paranormal investigators try to classify them into. We can't always do that straight off from one investigation. Sometimes it takes multiple investigations to try and understand these things, if ever. You know, it's really hard to understand these things, and I don't think we ever will, not in our day and age anyway. Whether we can in the future or not, that's something entirely different. But anyway, basically the main types of haunting categories are, I will say that there's 6 that I primarily try and put these things into. Now, lots of different people around the world will have these stories and things and put them into completely different categories, and there's all sorts of things out there, but the main primary ones for me are poltergeist activity, residual type hauntings, intelligent type hauntings, shadow beings, doppelganger hauntings, and demonic hauntings. Now, I'll start off by talking about shadow beings. Now, to me, this is one of the most scary types of hauntings, only because I've personally experienced it. And at that time, this was quite a few years ago, at that time, I didn't believe what I was seeing. I thought I was hallucinating. I thought, you know, just nothing, but it did turn out to be something. And eventually, it went. But I won't go into my story, but I know that they are pretty scary. I mean, so shadow beings, they are noted for being like a dark black mass. They are usually in the form of a very tall man, over 6 foot in height, sometimes 7, 8 foot, almost as tall as your ceiling in your house, depending on how tall your ceiling is. The standard height over here in England is about 2.4 metres, I believe. So yeah, and they're almost sort of the height of your ceiling. They can appear as darker than night itself. So if you're in a dark bedroom or dark room, they will appear as being much darker than that room. You can really see them clearly. They're defined. Sometimes it looks like they're just standing there staring at you. Other times they can be moving. And what I've found is that they don't like light. You switch a light on, they disperse just like that and disappear. It's like, it's not like a puff of smoke. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's really, really strange. But when you see one, you certainly know about it. You're not going to mix it up with your own shadow. You're not going to mix it up with a shadow of a light that might be something in the window casting a shadow and the sun moving, making it look like a shadow. There's nothing like that. If you've experienced it, you'll know. So that's shadow type hauntings. They're also noted, some people say that they've seen them wearing a hat, like a kind of a top hat, but not quite a tall top hat, but a low down one. Some people have described them as having red eyes, piercing eyes looking at them. Mine didn't. Mine was just a black mass of a figure, and that's that. I won't go into my experience though. Right, intelligent type hauntings. Now, intelligent type hauntings are where there's something there and you can intelligently communicate with it in the form of asking questions and getting responses, such as if you're recording an EVP and you're asking a question such as what is your name, or when did you die, where are we, blah blah blah, and you get an intelligent response on that recording. Or you could maybe be asking it to do something and you get an intelligent response. That is kind of like an intelligent haunt. It's a way of them, they're coming forward to communicate with a person, whoever that may be. It might be your past loved ones just coming to communicate with you to let you know that they're okay. It could be a number of things, but it is an intelligent haunting where basically there's a communication going on between the two barriers, and one can understand the other. Now, the next is a residual type haunting. Now, residual type haunting is kind of like me recording myself to the camera today, and the camera's recording it, and it's trapping it, and basically that recording can be played back whenever I want it to be, or erased completely. And a residual haunting is very similar in the way that the atmosphere, the surroundings, the buildings, it depends where you are, which location you're at. Basically, it's like it's recording an event, trapping it there in time, and it will replay it over time at certain times of the year, maybe. It can be, basically, it's like, if there's been an event of happiness, lots of energy, or it could have been a traumatic event, maybe somebody died there, was murdered there, something horrible could have happened, maybe lots of arguments, lots of shouting, anything like that. It's basically this energy getting trapped in that atmosphere, within the walls of the surroundings or wherever it may be, and then it's going to replay again. Such as a battle, if there was an old battle on a land, on an old site. It's like that happening again and now and again, showing itself and manifesting and replaying again, which is kind of weird, really. So that, yeah, that's a residual type haunting. Now, as to when it replays itself, who knows? It could be a year later after the event happened. It could be, say, if it happened on a Wednesday, it could be every Wednesday that it replays itself. You know, that's something that I have not seen evidence of that anybody has captured yet as to when exactly this will happen again and again. I've read a few stories, seen a few things about, you know, where people say, oh, this vision of a man will appear on a certain date. I've never really seen anything to indicate that that is the case. So that's weird. So yeah, that's residual. We've covered intelligent. We've covered shadows. So next, demonic. Demonic type haunting. Now, if you believe in God, you should believe in demons. Basically, demons are said to have never, ever walked the earth as a human form. Okay, they're a completely different thing altogether. They're their own thing. It's said that when God created the universe, the earth, the creation of mankind, everything like that, that he had his angels. And Satan, Lucifer, or the various different names that he has been given through different religions, was said to go against God. And God then cast him out down to earth, and him and his followers, so many of these angels followed him down to earth and were cast out, and they still apparently roam this earth today. Obviously we can't see them. Some people think they have seen them or captured them. But yeah, that's like, without going into religion and stuff like that, that's basically what a demon is. And what they are said to do with hauntings are, they want people, okay? They hate humanity. They want destruction. They want chaos. They want devastation. They want to cause trouble. And it's said that they try and possess a human form to take your soul. They will do this in different forms. They can manifest themselves. Some people say that they like to come at the witching hour at 3 a.m. Yeah, that might be a similarity or a pattern to look out for if they're trying to show their presence to a human, and we're all thinking, yeah, you know, that's a demon showing at 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, possibly. They can scratch people. They can physically harm people. They can take over a person's thought frame. They can basically affect a person to the point of destruction where they possess them and basically take over them. So it's said. I personally haven't seen a case of this or of demonic possession. I may have been around some demonic type activity at various locations, and I have heard some eerie things which can indicate demonic stuff, but personally I haven't seen it, or you know, it's one of those things. Yeah, it just makes me feel a bit chilly talking about it, actually. Right, so that's that. Doppelganger. Doppelganger type hauntings are said to be a manifestation of oneself in the physical form of a mirror image of oneself or somebody else you know. So it's supposed to be a ghost of a person appearing in a different location when that person wasn't at that location. And it's said that if you see a mirror image of yourself, that it's supposed to mean impending doom. It's not good if you see yourself. And that is basically what a doppelganger haunting is. Let's take, for example, a type of doppelganger haunting going on in somebody's home. Now, imagine you're at home on your own, okay? Your family are all out at work, school, wherever. Your husband's off at work, and all of a sudden you hear the door go, and you see your husband walk past. And then you go after him, and then he's completely gone, and you're calling out, and he's not actually there. You then ring him at work, or ring him on his mobile, whatever, saying, where are you? And he's actually at work, hasn't been home at all, and yet you've just seen him in your house. Now, that could be classified as a doppelganger type haunting. Very strange, very weird. Supposedly does happen. Yeah, it's weird. So, yeah, that's a doppelganger type haunting. And that's it. Have I covered poltergeist activity? I don't think I did. So, right, basically poltergeist means noisy ghost, and it's a German word. And poltergeist is primarily based on two different types of activity and haunting. The main one being a teenage girl. There have been cases where poltergeist activity has manifested from a girl going through the change during her teenage years, going through the hormones, and basically what it is this energy that is suppressed and contained within is then manifesting itself in the form of active energy within the home, where it's slamming doors, opening drawers, things like that, making things fall off the shelves, and that's what poltergeist activity is. Also, it can be a form of energy from people who are going, adults for instance, who are going for a very emotional, stressful time. It's basically a ghostly form of something using this physical suppressed energy, getting it out and using it to make all this activity go on within a location, and that's what poltergeist activity is. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it. That's the way I pretty much look at these hauntings and things like that. There's so much to it that we don't yet understand. There's people out there who will say it's this, it's this, it's that, it's that. We can only classify it by other people's experiences, our own personal experiences, and how we can try and understand it ourselves. So yeah, we as humans, we have to do that. We like to have an order to things. We like to be able to define things and put them into categories so that we can better understand something, because that's what we try to do. So yeah, I hope this has been okay to watch and I haven't rambled on and talked a load of cack. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today, I think. So until the next, bye for now.